Hello, my name is Manny and this is Elements Divided. Today I will be analyzing a fight between me, the best Earth player, versus Mr. Magikarp, the best Water player, and also the best player in the game. In this fight, I will be using Air Obliterator and 3 dashes, while my opponent, Mr. Magikarp, will be using Regenerative Charge and 30% more health. Regenerative Charge makes him get his ultimate 40% times faster.
Some quick explanation of the elements we'll be playing. Earth is high burst damage and high burst mobility, while water is consistent damage and consistent mobility. In summary, I'll be playing Earth with Fleet Dexterity and Aerial Obliterator, while my opponent will be playing with Water, 30% more health, and Regenerative Charge. Before the match starts, I know to watch out for two things: Water Grapple and Wave, since those usually hit me a lot. So currently we're in the beginning game. Neither of us have advantage or disadvantage. I see from the start he wants to rush me and approach me. So I am throwing out Earth Wall Stasis Walls so I could try to intercept him. He gets the first hit, which is kind of bad for me. Again, he's doing that zigzag motion to approach me, and he knows it's working. I know I need to hit him or else I'll be at a disadvantage, since he does have the health advantage, and he knows it. So again, he keeps being aggressive. I keep trying to hit him with Earth Walls. He's getting a bit too far, so I'm starting to kind of keep my distance a bit. I parry that wave, and okay, at this point we're starting using Water Grapple. I know I can't run forever, so I go with my Earth Walls. He parries and hits me with a nice slide, but I do eventually get that hit. It's basically what happened there. I did get that hit, which put me at decent health advantage, kind of offsetting the damage I took at the beginning. But because I did so much damage to him, he got his ultimate, which I knew would happen due to his 40% more ult charge. And he tries to even up the health advantage a bit, activates his ultimate, and I do run away from him and jump up to try and mitigate the damage. I know I can't dodge it all though, so I block and only take 2 bars. What I should have done there though, I should have continued being aggressive when I was right next to him, because he would have either had to cancel his ult to fight back, or he activates his ult, I get some damage off at the beginning, and it's actually harder for him to use his water laser if I'm closer to him. Alright, so basically right now my strategy is just kind of run away from him. I don't let him put pressure on me, because I know he can overwhelm me with his bubbles, but I feel like in this fight I should have been a bit more aggressive, capitalizing on my Earth Wall damage. But it's alright, so I am still getting in decent damage. Alright, right here's when he starts pulling out his biggest threat, it's Water Grapple. It's a really good sniping move for getting in chip damage to kind of get him back his health advantage. So he's going to be using Water Grapple a lot more, so I'm going to be putting up a lot more walls. Though I probably should have been also using my block function, as it negates all its damage. Right now, he knows that Wave and Grapple are easy to hit from distance, so he's kind of not being as aggressive right now. So he knows that can be dangerous at close range. So he's just using his Ice Grapple and Wave to will me down. And it's not working right now, but soon you will see it starts working, and I start panicking. Alright, right now, he's putting up Ice Slide so he doesn't get hit by a mid-air wall, and he continues sniping me while being safe. I start throwing down hammers, trying to breach his defense, but it's too late. He gets tons of damage off me. This is not good. I try using my ult, though. It's a really bad ultimate, so I know it's not going to hit. So right about now, he's not being necessarily super aggressive per se, but he's starting to find cracks in my defense to exploit with his Ice Ring and Water Grapple. So I start putting up more walls to compensate for that. However, what you will see in a second, he starts getting a bit too close to me, and I'm able to take advantage of that with a hit. But now he has his ultimate, so I start putting up tons of walls to be able to block it all. And like I predict, he does activate it. But instead of staying near under my cover, I do go up in the air, which is a big mistake, because then he could hit me easily. And so let's cover what happened in that section. Basically, he got a really good hit off me, and I really start panicking. I know I can't just hang back forever, since if I do, he'll just keep ice grappling me and ice ringing me, and I'll be dead. At the same time, I have to approach this carefully, or else he can just bubble me and I'll be dead. So I start putting up a lot. I start doing the strat he did at the beginning, doing the zigzag pattern. But he knows what I'm doing, so he starts trying to ice grapple me and ice ring me. So I start putting up walls as cover. So eventually he tries to find a good angle to get me. But luckily I was able to capitalize on this by going up in the air and throwing down an earth wall. And he tries to parry it, but he had ice grapples out, so he wasn't able to parry it. So I won the round. So what I learned from that round, the closer I was, the more effective I was. The farther away we were, the more effective he was. So I should have been playing more aggressive in the next rounds, but I didn't necessarily process that at the time. But you will see at the end, I'll be reflecting on these matches, saying what I learned and such. But let's go into the next round. Now, I did win the first round, but I do need to win another one if I want to win the match. And I do have an issue. Mr. Magikarp now has his ultimate, and he's being much more aggressive with his ice grabbles and way from the start. He activates his ult right here, and I'm not prepared for it. I get hit by it twice. I'm just throwing out hammers blindly. He's really using the ice ring since he knows that they're effective. He's getting super aggressive and using his movement to dodge my Earth Resistance walls. He's using Wave as a big projectile hit me when I land. He's overall just knows if he loses this, he loses the match. He's being a lot more aggressive. I was not prepared for it. But... And already you might notice something. I am down in significant health. I already lost half my health bar. I'm doing a decent job of using Wall to block Blizzard and Ice Ring, since they can do that, whether they're charged or uncharged. But it wasn't enough to make up for the ultimate double hit at the beginning. Because of this, I start being much more aggressive, since Earth can do massive damage even with just a single wall, and I know this, so I start being much more aggressive and trying to hit him with said wall. Because if I get a couple hits in, then I could even it up. It's risky to be this aggressive, but I'm still playing it kind of cautiously, and I know I don't have that much to lose. And you may notice I always dash down back to the ground when I'm in midair, and this is because you really don't want to just be a sitting duck in midair on Earth, since you have basically no aerial mobility. Kind of tone down the aggression a bit, since I did get a hit. I'm using my walls as cover to block ice grapples, since again, some ice grapples can ruin my day, so I'm not being as aggressive as I hoped I was being. I should have been being a bit more aggressive here, but he does have his ultimate, so I have to be more careful and ready to block it, since if I miss a play, he can just use his ultimate to punish me and kill me. I get another hit in, I'm kind of evening it up. I do get hit by a bubble trying to block the ultimate. I do almost block all the ultimate. I get hit by once at the end. So again, he's just trying to will me down. He's doing everything he can. I thought some traps, so I know it's not going to hit because he's being very aerial. Starting a lot of ice walls since they're just big projectiles. I'm throwing hammers since they do decent damage and the only projectile you can summon in midair is Earth. Again, he's using those grapples to will me down since he does have the health advantage. He has no reason to be aggressive. He knows I'm more side distance. And again, I should have been being more aggressive here, but I just wasn't. I was very scared of getting hit, but note to self, be more aggressive against water users with Earth. You don't want to give them the leeway to just whittle you down from afar. So if you're watching this, you're an Earth user, be more aggressive against water users. And you don't want that to give them the opportunity to be aggressive against you. You want to be aggressive against them. Alright, so basically he ice grappled me into a bubble and killed me. I should have been getting closer to take advantage of my effectiveness at close range. I was staying too far away, just like the previous round. But the previous round I did get a bit better at it at the end. But right here I didn't really attempt to get much closer to him, and I got punished for it. Anyways, last round. Whoever wins this round wins the match. Let's get to it. Alright, round 3. Whoever wins this wins the match. I see again he's using his water grapple, so I start putting up walls right away. Although I probably should have just been blocking. He's being kind of aggressive at the beginning to get the health lead, the early health lead, but I know what he's doing. I'm being kind of defensive. I jump up to try and hit him, but he just capitalizes on it and whips out my health. I should have used Earth Stasis instead, but you win some, you lose some. Again, water grapple to water grapple. He really knows how powerful they are. I'm not being super aggressive, but I am being more aggressive than usual. I'm not necessarily closing in all the way on him, but I am getting in medium range on him with a wall. I probably should have been getting more closer range, but it's fine. And right here I knew I made a mistake. I went up in the air and he activated his ultimate and I couldn't dash down in time, losing half my health. I am getting much closer to him to make up for it. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of wall launches. Probably shouldn't have been doing as much. It made me predictable. So don't always repeat the same move on Earth or else you get predictable. And always, you see him like hitting him with a wall then dashing back. You don't always want to do that. Sometimes you just want to commit to the full combo instead of trying to hit him from afar against someone with as much mobility as water. Again, water grapple or water grapple. He's taking. I do get the hit actually. Again, when I got super aggressive, I got the hit. So I should have been more aggressive with the rest of it. But anyways, he's in a bad spot right now. I'm kind of cornering him. He puts up ice slides to kind of give him wiggle room to escape. Which is kind of bad since I can't hit him when he's behind the ice slide. He starts using water grapple and I see he has his ultimate, so I start putting up all the walls I can since he got his ultimate from when I hit him. I did leave my cover, big mistake. But I do parry the first hit. And I dodged the second, so I got lucky. I start using Earth Stasis, try and hit him from afar, since when you're at afar, using Earth Stasis can be good for you, since if they moved, you could redirect the wall again. But again, he has a huge health lead. I don't know how I could recover this. I start doing the strat where I put up a wall, then jump up with another wall, but he's too far away for me to hit it. I should have been closer to him. I was being too passive. I threw out a rock, and I believe it did actually break his ice wall. And he water grapples me, and he wins the match. Mr. Magikarp won the match between us. It was a good game. Let's reflect on what I learned. Alright, so basically, if you couldn't tell between the million times I said across this video, I should have been a bit more aggressive against him. I should have been getting closer and capitalizing on my close range effectiveness. Since he is better at long range, so if I got a bit closer, I might have been able to do some combos like the dragging the wall against the ground, hitting him while grounded, then hitting him, also just hitting him while he's in midair with walls, but I did not capitalize on that, so I lost. It was close though. Second thing I learned, probably should have been aiming my hammers a bit more. If you couldn't tell, I was just kind of spamming them the entire time. They are effective if you actually aim them. I have won matches before because of a hammer against Mr. Magikarp. But right here I was panicking, especially since I was making a video on it. So I just kind of blindly threw them out and only a couple of them hit. If I aimed a bit more, I might have been a bit better at it. I should have also been a bit more prepared for his ultimates. I know how often he gets them. I complain about it a lot, but I wasn't really prepared a lot of time when he had his ultimate, so he ended up just double hitting me and erasing a lot of my health. If I stayed a bit closer to the ground when I saw his ult charge meter gain closer, or at the beginning of rounds when I knew he probably had his ultimate from the damage I did the previous round, I could have maybe prevented that damage and won the match.
I'm in the thick of it, everybody knows. They know me where it snows, I skied in when they froze. I do not know nothing about no ice, I'm just cold. 40 something milli subs or so, I've been told.